just going to do a tank video here on this boss for our future tanks. Maybe even for my own reference. So this is a really busy fight for a tank. And the reason I say that is because you really have to watch what he's doing. So the first thing the boss in part of his rotation is always to summon some flowers. So right after he summons flowers, he's going to put red dots on everybody. When he does that, you've got to pull the boss outside of the fight. So you need to pay attention to how many flowers are up. There's usually 4. And every time a flower busts, he's going to do his power that puts the dots on everybody. So when you see a flower bust, that's when you need to pull the boss out. See, now we got 2 flowers. I need to pull the boss out some because he's going to do his dots again. And this way everybody doesn't have to move out of the center because you're already out of the center. Now, after that, you always want to go back into the center. And you want to watch for the boss. He does 2 things. He'll do the green chain and he'll do the red line. Now, after he does the second one, comes the tank buster every single time, so you've got to watch for that. The tank buster will one-shot you. There's a flower just busted. See, we had no flowers, so that means it's going to summon all flowers again. So go ahead and just pull him out to the side. Here's the flowers. Now here comes the dots. Now everybody doesn't have to run out of the middle because you're already out of the middle. He's going to teleport, which he just did. He's doing the long red line. Next, he'll do the green line. There he is. He's doing the green line. You want to intercept that. And right after that, every time comes a tank buster. Here it is, tank buster. And you want to keep the boss in the center so the DPS can do damage to him and the undead at the same time. But you see we're missing a flower. I didn't catch it fast enough. Which is okay. It's just more helpful to the DPS if you actually catch the fact that there's a flower missing. So you really do not want to intercept the undead. You don't want to aggro the undead. It happens sometimes because I'm putting my buffs and debuffs in the center so the DPS can use them. Flower just popped. Try to move everybody out. And go right back in because here come the undead. They spawn next to the flowers. If you get the red, you want to put a flower in between you and the. I did not catch the tank buster. It's really easy to lose where this boss is. So if you do, just guard for a second until you find him because he's coming for you. He's gonna put the tank buster on you. You might as well accept it. He just made some flowers, so drag him to the outside right after he makes flowers. There come the dots. Right after the dots, move back to the inside. See which flowers spawn in the undead, and then drop your power down. Okay, so Displacer Beast. So the Displacer Beast pounces on people. When you see somebody get pounced on, you've got to get to this red line as quickly as you can. Now, Hernito died before it because we had some undead. There's just kind of some bad timing there. To have undead left just means we killed him right at the start of his rotation. You can tell who he's going to pounce on because he stares at them. It looks like he's going to pounce on Iron this time. See how he's just looking at him even though I have aggro? Here he goes. He pounced on Iron. There's the red line. You have to intercept it, but people need to be far away from you because that still killed him. But the other stuff doesn't change. You still got to watch for your flowers. See how he did this again? You still got to watch for your flowers, and you want to direct the boss away from the dot hazards. Alright, there's Smith. I'm running slow. I think I can get to it. There we go. I got to it. don't know what killed him. Steve. May have been a hazard. But you want to direct the boss away from those. He's staring at iron right now, so he's going to pounce. I have aggro, so it has nothing to do with aggro. Ethy move, Ethy move, Ethy move. Like I said, it blows up in an area. So people have to be away from you, and they have to be away from the person that's pounced on. Make sure to pull the boss around. Don't just don't leave him fighting. Don't leave the DPS standing in the hazards. Watch the displacer. Just keep the DPS away from that. From the try to keep him away. And it's bad that Ethy's all the way on the other side of the map right there, because if the thing were to pounce on her, there's no way. It did, it just pounced on her. There's no way I can get there. So the group has to stay kind of clustered together. There's no way that you can get to him. That's the problem with ranged DPS. It looks like he's looking at me, so he's going to try to pounce on me, I think, which is okay because the tank can guard it. We're just about to finish him off. Don't get complacent though with the hazards. You've got to keep the DPS out of them. All right, he's down. Regular boss is coming back. Nothing's changed for you. Right after he spawns the flowers, pull him out of the middle, so the dots are already out of the center. He's not going to do anything different. In fact, you as a tank should more focus on the green lines in this part than the other people, because they really need to kill that shambler over there, and you can grab the undead aggro. Well, I got killed by him, but we do have 7 souls over here. These corrupted souls, and that's not the best thing in the world. The boss is still doing the same stuff he always did, so he's still gonna come and do the tank buster after his second one of those. So after this, he's going to do the tank buster, and hopefully you still have aggro, but you gotta pay attention to that. There's a lot of stuff going on in here for the tank. And look at all these undeads that have piled up. You gotta do the best that you can. The DPS really needs a good tank in this fight. You don't want to grab the undead aggro because they will kill you too fast. Especially when there's 8 souls. I mean, I put some mushrooms down in the middle, but this is considered to be a losing effort right here. We're not going to be able to win because the souls are too high. Once you start seeing everybody running around from the undead and fleeing and things like that, it's too late. There's nothing you can do to win that one. That's not necessarily your fault. It just happens. You know, people get a couple of res stacks. They're not doing as much damage as they used to. You get a res stack. You're not doing as much. You can't take as much damage as you usually do. And if you don't have uber DPS, then you can make almost no mistakes. We're right at the point where we're on right where we need to be, but we're not like overpowered. So we'll have problems here because we're just right where we should be as far as DPS goes. So I think that actually covered everything in the tank video. So I'm going to upload this, and hopefully I'll have it up tonight or something. Not that you know what tonight is.